Hello and welcome, dear friends. Today, we're diving into an interesting yet serious topic, natural disasters. These are powerful events that can cause significant harm and disruption, reshaping our world in the blink of an eye. They range from earthquakes and tsunamis to wildfires and cyclones, each with its unique impact and underlying causes. Understanding these phenomena is not just fascinating, it's crucial for our survival and well-being. If you're intrigued, don't forget to subscribe and share our exploration into this compelling subject. Stay tuned as we unravel the causes of these powerful events that shape our world. You might be wondering, what exactly are natural disasters? Well, let's demystify that. Natural disasters are essentially the harmful impacts that occur following a natural hazard event. These events can range from droughts, earthquakes, tropical cyclones, tsunamis, to volcanic activities and wildfires. Even lightning can incite a natural disaster. The severity of these disasters is not solely dependent on the magnitude of the natural hazard, but also on the resilience of the affected population and the strength of the available infrastructure. For instance, a minor earthquake in a densely populated urban area with poor building codes could potentially cause more damage than a major earthquake in a sparsely populated region with robust infrastructure. Now, you might have heard the terms natural hazards and natural disasters used interchangeably, but there's a subtle difference. A natural hazard refers to the potential for a natural event to occur, like a hurricane brewing in the ocean. But it only becomes a natural disaster when it makes landfall and causes negative impacts, such as loss of life, property damage, disruption of services, and environmental degradation. Interestingly, some scholars argue that the term natural disaster is a bit of a misnomer. Why? Because these disasters aren't solely natural. Human choices and activities can significantly contribute to the severity of these disasters, but we'll delve into that a bit later. Now that we have a basic understanding of what natural disasters are, let's delve into their causes. Natural disasters may seem to occur out of nowhere, but they are often the result of complex natural processes. Let's unravel these processes and understand the forces behind these calamitous events. Firstly, we have geological shifts. These are movements within the Earth's crust that can lead to earthquakes, tsunamis, and volcanic eruptions. Imagine the Earth's crust as a giant jigsaw puzzle. The pieces or tectonic plates are constantly moving, albeit very slowly. When these plates collide, pull apart, or slide past each other, the energy released can cause the ground to shake, creating earthquakes. If this happens under the ocean, it can trigger tsunamis, giant waves that crash onto shorelines. And when molten rock or magma rises to the Earth's surface through cracks in these plates, we witness the fiery spectacle of volcanic eruptions. Next, we have atmospheric changes. These occur in the blanket of gases surrounding our planet, and are responsible for weather-related disasters like hurricanes, tornadoes, and blizzards. The sun heats the earth unevenly, causing air masses to move around. This movement of air, coupled with the earth's rotation, generates winds. When these winds gather moisture and heat from the ocean, they can form into swirling storms known as hurricanes or typhoons. In contrast, when cold, dry air clashes with warm, moist air, it can spawn tornadoes, violent spinning columns of air. Meanwhile, when moist air rises and cools in cold regions, it can lead to heavy snowfall, creating blizzards. Lastly, we have weather patterns such as El Niño and La Niña, which can affect climate conditions globally, leading to floods, droughts, and wildfires. El Niño, for instance, warms the Pacific Ocean, altering rainfall patterns and causing some regions to experience heavy rains and others to suffer from drought. La Niña, on the other hand, cools the Pacific, leading to a different set of climate shifts. Understanding these causes is like deciphering nature's language. It helps us anticipate these events, and while we cannot prevent them, we can prepare for them, reducing their impact on our lives. As we can see, nature's processes can sometimes lead to disastrous results. But with knowledge and preparedness, we can navigate these challenges with greater resilience. While many natural disasters are indeed natural, human activities can also play a significant role. Our planet is a complex system, and the actions we take can have far-reaching impacts. let's delve into how our activities can exacerbate the effects of natural disasters. Take deforestation, for instance. When we remove trees on a large scale, we're not just losing a forest, we're disrupting an entire ecosystem. Forests act as natural buffers against disasters like floods and landslides. They absorb water, preventing it from rushing into populated areas. But when these forests are cut down, the land becomes susceptible to erosion and can trigger devastating landslides when heavy rains fall. Similarly, our relentless urban sprawl can amplify the effects of natural disasters. As we build more and more, we're paving over nature's own defense mechanisms. Wetlands, for example, are nature's sponges, soaking up floodwaters. But as cities expand, these wetlands often get filled in and built upon, leaving urban areas more vulnerable to floods. And then, of course, there's climate change. Our reliance on fossil fuels and the resulting greenhouse gas emissions are causing the planet to warm. This leads to more intense and frequent extreme weather events, such as hurricanes, heat waves, and droughts. But it's not all doom and gloom. As much as our actions can exacerbate natural disasters, we can also take steps to mitigate them. Being responsible stewards of our environment, switching to sustainable practices, and reducing our carbon footprint can go a long way in minimizing the impact of these disasters. So, while we can't stop natural disasters entirely, we can certainly lessen their impact. Through responsible behavior and respect for our environment, we can help ensure that our planet remains a safe and habitable place for all of us. It's clear that our actions can either mitigate or exacerbate the impact of these disasters. Remember, we are not powerless in the face of natural disasters. Our actions matter, and we have the ability to make a difference. Now, let's take a look at some of the most devastating natural disasters in history. First, we have the Great Chinese Famine of the late 1950s and early 60s. The disaster was a result of a combination of natural events, including drought and poor weather, and human factors like misguided policies. The famine led to the loss of tens of millions of lives, highlighting the catastrophic impact when nature and human actions collide. Moving on, we have the Bola cyclone that struck East Pakistan, now Bangladesh, in 1970. It's considered the deadliest tropical cyclone ever recorded, causing a devastating loss of life, estimated to be around 500,000 people. The disaster underscored the vulnerabilities of low-lying coastal areas to extreme weather events. Next is the 1976 Tangshan earthquake in China. With a magnitude of 7.8, it's one of the deadliest earthquakes in recorded history. This disaster resulted in significant loss of life and property, emphasizing the destructive power of seismic activities beneath the Earth's surface. Our fourth disaster is the 2004 Indian Ocean earthquake and tsunami. This catastrophe was caused by a submarine earthquake with a magnitude of over 9. The ensuing tsunami affected 14 countries and claimed the lives of over 250,000 people, demonstrating the far-reaching effects of a single natural disaster event. Finally, we have the Haiti earthquake of 2010. This powerful earthquake, with a magnitude of 7, led to massive destruction and loss of life in a country already grappling with poverty and political instability. It's a stark reminder of how natural disasters can exacerbate existing social and economic challenges. These disasters serve as stark reminders of the power of nature and our responsibility to understand and respect it. As we conclude, it's important to remember the role we play in the face of these powerful natural events. We've taken a deep dive into the world of natural disasters, examining their causes, the losses they cause, and even the top 5 most devastating moments in history. It's clear that these catastrophic events are not just acts of nature, but are often influenced by our own actions. We've learned that natural disasters, from flooding and drought to earthquakes and wildfires, can have a devastating impact on societies and communities. The severity of the damage often depends on the resilience of the population and the infrastructure in place. But it's not just about surviving the immediate aftermath. The long-lasting effects on mental health and the environment are equally significant. But perhaps the most sobering insight is how human activities contribute to these disasters. Whether it's our architectural choices, resource management, or the effects of climate change, we can't ignore our part in this. Inadequate building norms, overexploitation of resources, and extreme urban sprawl are just a few examples of how our actions can exacerbate these natural hazards. But it's not all doom and gloom. Recognizing our role in these events also means we have the power to make a difference. By making more responsible choices, we can mitigate the impact of these disasters. Whether it's supporting sustainable practices, advocating for stronger building norms, or educating ourselves and others about these issues, every little bit helps. So let's continue to learn and grow. Let's strive to understand these natural phenomena better, to minimize our impact, and to build a more resilient world. Your curiosity and willingness to learn is a powerful tool in this endeavor. Thank you for joining us on this journey. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more engaging content. Until next time, stay safe and stay curious.